Hey YouTube, it's me, Bertan. Sorry for the bad lighting. I'm like sitting awkwardly in this chair. Good news. I had baby Oliver. Yes. Today is Sunday, and I had him on Wednesday. Sorry I sound weird and look weird. I just woke up from a nap, and I thought I would do a video since my husband and my other son are doing the grocery shopping, so I thought I'd make a video. Anyways, like I said, I had Oliver on Wednesday, so this will be a labor and birth story, I guess. And hopefully Oliver will stay asleep for the whole video. Might have to do sorry buddy. Might have to do a couple of different parts, I don't know. My birth wasn't all that long, but there are some things, I don't want to forget anything or anything like that. So anyways, I'll just get started. I was having contractions probably around June 3rd or something. They were pretty good contractions, and tons of Braxton Hicks, and they were, they would get really, really tight, and some of them would be, there would be a little bit of pain involved. So, there wasn't anything regular or anything like that, but, there were times when I would have a real contraction or a really, really big, tight Braxton Hicks, I guess. And so, that happened ever since, I guess maybe the 2nd or 3rd of June. So I thought maybe I would be having this baby really soon. But it didn't turn out that way. So I had my midwife appointment on the 9th, I think. I can't remember when I had my first one. I know it wasn't that week. I don't remember. But I kept asking her about it, and and she's like, well, yeah, it's perfectly normal. She said it's hard to know when the end of pregnancy, you're at the end of pregnancy and the beginning of labor with your second one, because, you're always like, oh, is that a contraction? Oh, is that something? Especially with me, because, everybody kept telling me that I need to call Jessica, like, right away. And I didn't want to miss calling her or having her be late or anything like that. So, I was just, like, really, like, tuned into my body, which I guess I wasn't tuned in the right way, because if I was, I probably would have been able to know for sure when things would start happening. But anyways, the other thing is I've been losing, or I've lost my mucus plug, little bits at a time. My midwife said that can happen. And, she said that sometimes, women don't even see it. And sometimes it all comes out at once, and that's what happened with my first son. It all came out at once the day he was born. So that's what I was looking for, is, like a huge, like pretty much the rest of my mucus plug all the time, but, it would just be coming out in little bits, so I never saw, like, a huge glob, of it. So my family was in Florida. They came back on the 1st, I think. And so I guess maybe my contractions started on the 1st. Because that's when they came back. Then my dad texted me saying that they were at the airport coming back. And so then I said, I think maybe you need to come over to the house. Sorry, that's my phone. I'm gonna check it real quick to make sure it's not my husband asking me anything from, if I need anything from the store. Okay. Where was I at? Oh, yeah, so then, I texted my dad and I said, maybe you should, come back to the house, to our house, because I'm having some, I've been having crampingness and, a lot of pressure in my cervix and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe you guys should come over here before you go home. So they did. They came over for a little bit, for a few days, and then my dad had to go, my dad had to go back to work, and then they drove back and then back here all in one day, my mom and my sister, because they pretty much dropped my dad off and then got their stuff and then came back. And it would be really frustrating because I would have contractions and Braxton Hicks and they would be painful. Sometimes they would be kind of regular, and then the next day they would just completely stop and I wouldn't have anything except for like pressure in my cervix or little pains in my cervix or whatever. So then I was just so frustrated, and plus my hips were so sore. I wanted to walk, I wanted to walk everywhere, anywhere, but anytime I did, I would end up almost not being able to walk because my hips hurt so bad. So, not put a damper on things. So, cares. Let's see. Wednesday, the 19th, I had my appointment for my midwife at 2 o'clock. Yeah, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And, I told her everything. And by this time, I am 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 4 days overdue. And I didn't even think I would be overdue. I thought maybe it'd be like right on time or before, like my son. And so that was another frustrating thing about it, is, I thought I was going to have him a lot sooner because my body was doing stuff. Anyways, I was telling her all of my troubles and everything, and then, she asked me, well, do you want me to check your cervix to see if anything's happening with it? And I said, yeah, I think maybe that would help, so that way I would know if whatever these things are preparing my cervix or preparing my body, for labor. I just thought I would feel better. So she checked me and I was at like 3.5 centimeters, and I think she said I was 80% effaced. She said, oh, this is really good, your cervix is very stretchy. And she said, wow, his head is right there. I didn't even have to dig very far or anything to feel his head because his head is right there. So it was funny because she said before she closed the door, she's like, go home and have a baby. And I was just like, okay, I will. And like right when I got in the car, I had contractions. And these were different contractions. They felt different, and it felt weird to sit down. I don't know how to explain it. It was like, I guess maybe when you have like a huge gas bubble or something, or you have to go number 2 and you sit down and it's like that weird feeling in your abdomen, like your colon and your intestines and all that kind of stuff, like getting scrunched together or something. I don't know. That's what it felt like whenever I sat down, and it didn't feel good at all. And I couldn't sit down ever since I got out of the car back to our house. And so, okay, I'm going to do part 2 now.